Today with a breaking news, and that the Iran's top nuclear scientist, a man by the name of Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, has been assassinated. Now, he's rumored to have been the head of the Iran nuclear program, and he was killed when he and his bodyguards were ambushed by an unknown attack or attackers. Now, the scientist was rushed to the hospital by helicopter, but he died as a result of his wounds. Joining us now is former Pentagon official Michael Maloof, who knows Iran and the region very well. Michael, thank you for joining us. What do you know about this story so far?
Well, all I know is what the circumstantial evidence suggests is that this may have been an Israeli strike by agents using possibly the MEK, an internal opposition group within Iran. And they've done this before with nuclear scientists, Iranian nuclear scientists, and assassinating them. But this also comes at a very auspicious time, because Netanyahu knows that he's got to act now to undertake destruction of the Iranian nuclear program before Biden comes in, because he knows Biden actually wants to improve relations with Iran. So,
all right, Shalom. Calling Law Yahweh Bashim Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh Bashim Shai, Brakatham to the hopefully elect. All right, just kind of want to go through this very fairly quickly. In regards to, if you may or may not know about the this guy that was just assassinated, I believe it was on Friday, Fakhrizadeh or whatever his name was, the Iranian guy, was pretty much responsible for the nuclear program over there in Iran. It was being assassinated, and people are speculating that Israel had something to do with it. And a lot of people are also even more so suspecting, because this guy, Benjamin Netanyahu, they're suspecting him to, pretty much do something to cause some type of an event before the people are suspecting that this guy Netanyahu to stir up some type of conflict to get America involved. All right, because if you know, or if you don't know, America has close ties with Israel. All right, very close ties. All right, America is pretty much the um, pretty much like the backbone for Israel. All right, um, because little Israel over there, it's a small portion. All right, they don't have much of a military power. So again, this is why Israel, they pretty much rely on America for its military support. And um, you know again, because people are suspecting that Netanyahu's gonna try to do something to get America involved before Biden gets in office. Because if Biden gets in office, he's pretty much trying to do business with Israel's top enemy, which is Iran. All right, so again, this is why pretty much all fingers are being pointed at Israel for this assassination attempt. All right, because you had this guy Pompeo, whatever his name was, go over there. A few other guys, but pretty much go over there to have some type of meeting with Netanyahu. And they're suspecting that whatever took place in this council, this pretty much was a setup. This was the setup for the assassination of this Iranian Iranian guy. All right, because again, it's possible that Netanyahu, he's trying to do something to stir up conflict to get America involved. But nevertheless, all right, because those Iranians, they've been, ever since that the top general was assassinated at the beginning of the year, Iran's been vowing to retaliate. All right, because again, being that Iran and Israel, you know, their enemies. All right. Um, so yeah, you know, um, it's just another one of those things, you know, to because this is like a developing story. All right. So you know, just paying attention to, and you know, seeing the details that come out more and more regarding this incident. But nevertheless, you know, just raising the fact that you know, because that you know the scriptures say it talks about wars and rumors of wars, right? Let me get that real quick because again, you know, knowing and understanding prophecy. All right. Again, being that Israel and Iran are top enemies. All right. Those two nations, they do not like each other whatsoever. So you know, well, when we hear stuff like this, you know, again, you know, just raising that banner. I'm gonna get this in Matthew 24 and 6. It says that this will be one of the many signs to you know let us know that Yahushua will be making the second return. All right, Matthew 24 and 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." Because again, you know, beginning of the year, you know, with the assassination of the Iranian general, all right. Ever since then, you know, it's been talks about World War III, because again, you know, that's one of the major signs, you know, to be on the lookout for, to be on the watch for. All right, World War III. All right. So again, you know, when we hear these things, all right, because we know that Yahweh Shai is going to return in the midst of World War III when when nuclear missiles are being shot um, forth throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, that's when Yahweh Shai is going to make his return. So again, you know, when we hear these these rumors of wars, all right, it's you know because there's still things that need to take place first, like the issuing of the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. All right, that's another one of the major signs that we're paying attention and watching out for. But nevertheless, all right, with the assassination of this guy, again, you know, that's just you know one step closer, you know, to prophecy being fulfilled. All right, because this could very well set off World War III. Um, Matter of fact, let me just. Because again, you know, because we read this in our Revelation 9 and 12, it says, "One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter." All right, and that first woe going into the first World War. All right, that took place, and then it goes on to say there will be two more woes, or two more world wars to come. All right, when you read it here in Revelations 11 and 14, it says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." All right, and again, that second woe is going into World War II, and then it goes on to say the third woe cometh quickly. Why does it say it's coming quickly? Because you know, if you look back, all right, pretty much the last World War, all right, World War II, took place less than 100 years ago. All right, so here it is again. You know, you got the Third World War brewing up rather quickly. Again, less than a century. All right, so these things, man. You know, the pretty much the you know, pot is being um stirred up, so to say. You know, the angels of Yahweh Shem Shai, all right, stirring the minds of these different kings and princes, these different leaders, and things of that nature, for these things to take place, right? Because again, the scriptures go into how, um, it's the determination of Yahweh Shem Shai to gather these nations up, all right. Going to gather all these different nations over there in the Middle East, in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, to render judgment, right? Um, and that's going to take place during World War III, all right, which is going to be the last, they say is going to be the war to end all wars, right? But nevertheless, all right, dealing with, Israel and Iran, because again, Israel and Iran, they're the two enemies. All right, two nations. They don't like each other whatsoever. All right. Actually, I didn't save it. And again, being that Iran is Slakia, America and Israel are allies. All right. Like I said, it's speculated that Benjamin Netanyahu, he's trying to stir up some conflict so that he can get America involved before Trump leaves office and before Biden gets into office. All right, because again, Biden, pretty much he's trying to do business with Israel's top enemy, which is Iran. All right, Biden trying to do business with Iran, right? So Netanyahu, he's trying to make moves before Biden gets in office. That's what it appears, and that's what people are speculating. So again, this is why all fingers point back to, Israel being to blame for, this assassination. All right, because again, understanding prophecy, once Israel and Iran, or if Israel and Iran, because I don't know necessarily how it's going to pop off, but if Israel and Iran go to war, all right, once they start, going at it, all right, you're gonna have Israel's ally, which is America, get involved. In return, you're gonna have once Iran, or once America gets involved, all right, Iran, you're gonna have Iran's ally, which is Russia. And again, knowing and understanding prophecy, all right, Russia plays a major part in the destruction and the downfall of America. All right, because again, Russia is allied with, Russia has invested interest in Iran. All right, because from there, you're gonna have other different nations get involved. It's prophesied that all of America's allies are gonna turn against America. All right, you're gonna have NATO and the EU and all these different countries get involved somehow, some way, shape, or form, and ultimately, blow nukes on this place of America. All right, but it's all gonna start somehow. Israel is gonna get America involved, which is what I got here in Jeremiah 49:20. It says, "Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out." And again, what is that going into? That's going into Israel. All right. And again, because Israel depends on America for pretty much military support, because Israel is a small nation. All right, it's a small pot of land over there in the Middle East. All right. And again, it's going to be because of Israel. America is going to get drawn out, and somehow, some way is going to get Israel's going to get America involved in World War III, and ultimately, that's going to be the Israel's going to be the reason America gets completely obliterated via nuclear missiles. All right. That's why it says, when you read on, it says, "Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them." Because again, once Iran and Israel start going at it, America is going to get involved. In return, that's going to cause Russia to get involved. All right, once America attacks Iran or any one of those little countries over there that has ties with Russia, all right, that's going to cause Russia to get involved and ultimately blow nukes over here and destroy this place, make this place a complete a desolate wasteland. All right, so again, just raising up the banner. This is something to be just to get the heads up for, because again, Yahweh Shem Shah is definitely starting with the minds of these individuals, and again, man, the third woe cometh quickly, man. All right, just more wars or rumors of wars. All right, and again, because this is a developing story, so just paying attention to see the details that continue to come out. All right, and just paying attention to see how this plays out. All right, because one way or the other, man. Or nevertheless, we're about to get the fuck up out of here, one way or the other. All right, so Just a quick note. With that, I'm gonna give all credit to Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say Shalom.